Hey everybody, it's Mr. Souther coming at you with Unit 1, Lesson 6. We're talking about methods with parameters. Basically, the gist of this is that we want to be able to look at methods and run them. So quite simply, what we're going to do is we're going to go to, and I went to the sixth module within Lesson 6. It's the one where you practice, and I went with more buckets and turns. That's what I went with. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and do what it wants me to do, which is basically code with a lot of these methods. Where you're going to find these methods like move, turn left, take paint, and paint is if you go to documentation tab and you're going to hit just the pop out just so you can see the screen. And what we're going to notice is if we go to, it'll be org.code.neighborhood, this thing, and click on painter, you will get to all of the possible methods that are built into painter. So we got move right here. Where how it was coded was public void move, and all it does is move the painter object one space forward. So it's all here in the documentation, so I always keep it open. And now we can actually code. As you might recall from the previous lesson, we're going to basically start with instantiating a painter object. So I'll go and do that. How we do that, just like you saw last time, is we're going to use the class that we want to make an object from and call it a name, say Whitley. And then that's going to be the new version of whatever it is that is the class, painter. This is the format every time. It never changes. The only thing I might change is I want to put something in those parentheses, which we've talked about before, but I'm not going to do it right now. And then I need to use the methods they want, which is move, turn left, right, etc. And how we're going to do that, if I go to instructions, they specifically want you to take these methods. So let's go ahead and move Whitley. Um, Obviously, I want to spawn Whitley here, and I'll go ahead and run it. And I basically want him to move through and take paint. Since we've already used the while loop before, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you now. It's going to come up again and again, so I might as well show you. I could just, it's taken a while for whatever reason, but we already spawned Whitley. So what I'm going to do is he's going to spawn and face east. So that means that Whitley, as you can see in the picture now, so I'm going to go ahead and use Whitley and the dot operator, period. We're going to use that anytime in the main class, the tester class, and it's going to call the method. In this case, we're going to do move. Okay, so it moves Whitley one space. When I run this again, it'll be kind of slow, so I'll talk about it. He's going to spawn and move onto the bucket. Now I am on the bucket. So what I'm thinking is, hey, while I'm on the bucket, take the paint. Take all the paint. How we're going to do that is I could just sit there and be like Whitley dot take paint, right? That's the method that's in there. I could do that, but I have to do that 3 times. So rather than do that, I'm thinking, why don't I just write a while loop? While I say, hey, while Whitley, our guy, is on bucket, while that's happening, why don't we use Whitley to take the paint? Where am I getting these methods from? By the way, they're blue, right? So that means in the documentation, we'll see, is there a take paint? I see turn left, I see paint. I see, it was right there, take paint. So take paint will take 1 unit of paint. The is on bucket, what is that? So if you're going to bust out a while loop, anything inside the parentheses has to be true or false. It's a condition. Let me just speed this up. There's is on paint. And here we go, is on bucket. So you see how it says public Boolean is on bucket? Boolean is a data type for this method that's going to take in a true false statement or return a true false statement. So if I'm on the bucket, it'll say true. If I'm not on the bucket, it just returns false. So whatever's inside this parentheses, if it's true, then the next line of code will execute, which is take 1 unit of paint, and it'll repeat until it can't anymore. So we'll see how the units of paint dropped. And then I can move Whitley 2 more times and turn him and all that stuff. But rather than do that, actually, let's go ahead just because I already showed you a while loop and I want to just move on with this thing. So I'm going to move Whitley twice. And I would highly encourage you, especially in this first unit, to keep doing each iteration to see where the object is moving. Okay. So Whitley moves twice. Now I've reached the end of the curve or reached the wall. So turn left, right? Or sorry, turn right. We don't have turn right, so we're going to go ahead and do Whitley.turn left. That's the method that's in the documentation 3 times. 2, 3. Done. And then we're going to go ahead and move Whitley onto bucket. And then when we're on the bucket, let's go ahead and run it just so you can see where I'm ending up. Took the paint, turns right, gets on the bucket. So again, once we're on the bucket, guess what we're going to do? We're going to bust out that while loop one more time. So I'm just going to copy and paste it. While on second bucket, take all the paint. And this saves me time from having to code, take paint, take paint, take paint with Whitley. And now at this point, we're going to go ahead and move one space, right? So get to the cone is what I'm at from the second bucket. So I'm just typing these comments so I know what this block of code is going to do. So I need to move Whitley that one space. And then I'm going to go ahead, in this case, I need to turn left. And keep in mind, I'm in the tester class, so I need to use the object to call all of my methods. And just for fun, at the end, so Whitley.move, Whitley.turnLeft is going to get me all the way to the end there. And just for fun, why don't I just do the while loop at the end, which is while Whitley, and there's another method called canMove. So it says, hey, if I can move forward, go ahead and move forward. Let's go ahead and do Whitley.move just to finish this off, because I'm at the end. Okay. You will need to learn how to use while loops, and you should get comfortable using them because they will never go away. Okay, so then Whitley takes the paint, turns around, does all that, and ta-da, we're there. Test it. The program might get mad because I am trying to use while loops. Okay, it's unhappy with something. Let's see. Paint the path to... Oh, I forgot to paint. Was I supposed to paint this thing? Rats. Okay, so I was supposed to paint as well. That sucks. Let me just show it to you just because I don't want this video to take forever. We got to move them. Wherever I take paint, right? I'm going to go ahead and take the paint, and then you see where it says Whitley.move. Why don't I just go ahead and use Whitley.paint while I'm in here? I think we have to paint right away. And just to keep in mind, when you use the Whitley.paint, so we're going to use Whitley and the period to call the paint method. The paint method, we specifically are looking for a color, which is white. And we put in quotations because that's how it's coded. So the paint method is ready to take in a string data type, which means it's text. It's ready to take in text, and it's going to be some variable called color. It's already pre-programmed to recognize white or pink, and I'll just change this to pink just for fun. And then you'll see what's going to happen. There's the white. Oh, right. I only did it once for each. But you can keep repeating this until you get it. All right. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have questions.